It's called What Kind of Dog Is It?
What is?
It's like this routine, this old vaudeville routine. Might have been performed in this back in the 20s here when this building was built. That's Avalon. It might have been because it was probably one of the most famous vaudeville routines done by this group called Black and Decker back in the early 20s. That's the truth. Black and Decker. It's a real name. It's a two-man comedy team. I learned this from George Burns, who was on the original Comedy Hour a couple of times in the late 60s, and many years later, it was 95 or something like that, I was having lunch with him, and he said, Tom, I just, you know, when Gracie and I, Burns and I, were working the vaudeville circus back in the 20s, he said we opened for Black and Decker. They were the hottest vaudeville act at the time. And every time they performed What Kind of Dog, they got a standing ovation. He said it ranked right up there with the Abbott and Costello's Who's On First. Remember that one?
Oh yeah, that's the funniest comedy routine of all time.
Well, this is a couple of decades early, but it was the most famous routine until that time. And George Burns said, you know, every single night we'd stay around after we did our show. Every single night, my dear sweet Gracie would stand in the wings and never missed a single performance of Black and Decker.
They laugh every time?
Every single time. It was a classic.
Wow. How does it go?
One of the guys would say, guess what, my dog had pups. And then the other guy would say, well, what kind of dog is it? The other guy would look at him and say, female.
Finish it. Go ahead, finish it.
I did finish it.
That's it?
Well, when someone says, what kind of dog is it, you don't expect him to say female. That's just a surprise.
I thought it was going to be really funny, Tom. That was.
Well, Dick, I did, Burns. You said, how does it go? I just talked it through.
I said, how does it go?
I told you how if I didn't try to make it fun, it takes two people. I could read Who's On First, it wouldn't be
Oh,
funny.
you mean you didn't put any life, you just read it, you just said how it went.
You said how
You didn't perform it.
That's right.
So you think if you perform it, it'd be funny?
Yes.
If we did it as a team?
Yes.
Okay, I'll try it. What do I do? I don't know if it's still funny after all these years, but I'll do my best.
Okay, we'll all go back, and this is so perfect here in Grand Junction, that there's this theater, the Avalon thing. We'll pretend, we'll all go back in our minds to the golden age of vaudeville. We'll pretend like we're Black and Decker. I'll be Black, you be Decker. I'll be Tom Black, you be Dick Decker.